Warning, this story contains artistic depictions of sexual conduct. All characters in the story are over the age of 18. Any similarities to real people, living or dead, are coincidental. Alright, so at the beginning of day 4, it's been a little while since I've continued work from where we left off, so I'm trying to remember where we left off. If I remember correctly, it was with Robin talking to his daughter and having that conversation while she had her back turned in bed and all that fun stuff. Anyways, we will continue from where we left off here. I spend much of the next day in a sense of hyper alertness, my eyes peeled for even the slightest glimpse of a pair of bright green eyes or a black tail. However, the hours tick by slowly, in a cacophony of screaming children and their warbling, discordant singing voices, and I still see no sign of her. Apparently, he's still thinking maybe she might show up at the school. I'm guessing that's where he's at right now. I'm not sure if I should be relieved by Belle's conspicuous absence or not. On one hand, I did enjoy the attention, but on the other, I would rather not jeopardize my relationship with Sally any further, so at least he's self-aware of what's happening. She is my wife, after all, and I do love her. That's what I've been telling myself. Ooh. Finally finished with school for the day, and not a minute too soon, I wipe my brow and heave a heavy sigh. Kids, they really do take it out of you. Sally wanted us to have more children, a son perhaps, for Melly to play with, but I thought that sounded a little too much hassle, especially since I work with children every day. People might romantically think of children as perfect angels, still images from blurry Victorian photographs with big eyes and curly hair and cherubic smiles. I, however, know otherwise. Young children are maniacs. Only this morning I had to scold Peter Newberry for hitting poor Gemma Ashton over the head with a recorder. That's a flute, like those little flutes you played with in school, for those who aren't familiar with it. And that's not to mention the fun particularly ingenious brass players can have with their spit valves. I don't even want to ask. I really don't get paid enough for this, as with most teachers. With a groan, I shrug my coat onto my shoulder and do a quick circuit around the music classroom. I close and lock the windows, draw the curtains, turn off the lights, and then, satisfied that everything is in order, I exit and lock the classroom. It is as I'm making my way through the car park, reaching into my trouser pocket for my car keys, that I suddenly stop short by a distinct feminine voice. Oh, Belle. If it isn't my favorite human. She's leaning against my car, waving. She's wearing that school uniform again, the one donned during her surprise visit from yesterday's lunchtime. Her dark hair flutters in the breeze. Her white limbs stand out alarmingly against my car. Ah, hey yourself. What are you doing? Isn't it obvious? I was waiting for you. Don't you think it might look a tad suspicious, a schoolgirl from St. Catherine's loitering around my car like this? Oh yeah, I did get a few funny glances. You did you? Yep. There was this woman who had a face like a trout. Her skin was gray and her eyes were squinty and all close together like this. Belle pulls a face, pursing her lips and making her eyes bug out until it looks like she's wearing a Halloween mask. I laugh despite myself. If there's one thing I like, it's a girl who knows how to poke fun at herself. She gets bonus points for being so pretty to begin with. I take it you had a run-in with the eminent and esteemed headmistress then. Oh? And I take it from your tone you don't like her that much? Not particularly, no. I don't think she likes me very much either. So, I walk over to my car and unlock it, the keys jingling in my hands. Did she say anything to you? She was like, "What are you doing hanging around here? Do you have any business with our school?" And what did you say? I almost dread to think. Well, I believe honesty is the best policy, so I told her the truth. What a pure girl you are. Indeed. I said, yes, I do have business with your school. I'm waiting for Mr. Hawkins, the music teacher. You see, I'm his teenage sex slave, and we're going to do all kinds of exciting things together. Teehee. I snapped my head upwards, moving so fast I get a crick in my neck. I really hope for both our sakes you had enough sense not to say that. It isn't true anyway. Why the teehee? No, I didn't really say that, obviously. I was just checking to see if you were paying attention. I was paying attention. I was putting some stuff in the boot. In the trunk of the car. Yeah, but I don't like it. I'm here now, so you should pay attention to me. It's rude to talk to a lady and not even look at their face, you know? I know. I'm sorry. Sally says the same thing. I deposit a box full of sheet music in the back of the car and straighten up, closing the boot with a dull thud. So what did you really say? I'm all ears. I said I was one of your piano students and I had a lesson with you after school. Is that an acceptable ruse? I suppose it's acceptable. It might seem a little suspicious, though. Why? Because I'm so adorable? The real answer is because I'm starting to develop a guilty conscience, but I don't say that. Instead, I shake my head. Why should I feel guilty? I haven't done anything. It isn't a crime to talk to a young girl. Sorry, immortal spirit, is it? Besides, all the kisses we've exchanged have been one way. Belle was the one kissing me, not the other way around. I try to change the subject. That's easier than confronting the real issue at hand, that I may inadvertently be cheating on my wife. Oh, you're already doing it, bruv. Your skirt is far too short. Mrs. Phillips said the exact same thing. I said Phillips. Mrs. Fishlips said the exact same thing. It's nice to know you can afford over authority figures the same level of respect you give me. Psst. Belle snorts and rolls her eyes. They seem even greener than usual. As if I have to answer that crusty old dragon lady. I'm probably old enough to be her great-great-grandmother. Of course, I can't imagine Marie Antoinette answered to anybody, save the guillotine, of course. Oh, so you remembered. How could I help but remember? It isn't every day you meet a girl who claims to be the reincarnation of a famous historical figure. A famous historical figure who got her head lopped off, no less. So now that we've established you are waiting for me, I want to know the reason why. What are you planning? Planning? Why, Mr. Hawkins, you wound me. You make it sound as though there's something sinister afoot. I think there might be, given that you are involved. I still don't even know what you are. Not really. How cruel. I didn't even come here to haunt you. If that's what you're implying, I came here because I missed you. You did? That's right. It feels like it's been so long. I just saw you yesterday, Belle. That's right, yesterday. That was a whole 24 hours ago. I was so bored and lonely I thought I was going to die. It's rabbits that die from loneliness, not cats. Same difference. They're really not the same. Whatever. Weren't you thinking about me as well? I turned my head to one side, trying to avoid Belle's gaze. It's true, I was thinking about Belle. How could I not? Who couldn't think about her, especially given she insists on wearing such ridiculous, impractical outfits? But I can't tell her that. I don't want to give her the satisfaction. Honestly, no. I had a very busy day, which doesn't leave much room for mooning over schoolgirls. Liar. I'm not. Yes, you are. I can see it in your eyes. Damn, I must be more transparent than I thought. Anyways, since I went to the trouble of coming to see you, shall we get going? Where? On a date, of course. Of course. She says it's like it's the most natural thing in the world. Maybe to a finicky feline who comes and goes as she pleases it is. But it's not to me. I'm a middle-aged man, and I have other commitments. I have a wife to return home to, and a daughter I need to talk to. I promised her last night. I said we would do something together tomorrow. If these plans have any hope of emerging into fruition, I should return home now. I need to discuss things with Sally. I can't keep running away, even if I have to have a very arresting distraction tugging at my arm, peering up at me with those big, big eyes. Come on, Robin, I missed you. I missed doing this. Haranguing man, old man? No, I mean going out, having fun. I spent so long living like a cat I completely forgot what it was like being with real people. I need some adult company or I'll go mad. I'm sick of being picked up and petted and stroked and patted on the head and called a good boy or good girl. The two are interchangeable since who knows what gender cats really are and who really cares? Now that I have a human body, I want to take advantage of it. I want to have some fun. Can't you do that on your own? Could, but that would be boring. Isn't it far more enjoyable to spend time with a person you like? I wince, my resolve wavering. Why am I so weak-willed? Melly can languish away in her room like a tower princess for months, and I'll happily ignore it, but this one girl who can still a virtual stranger starts tugging at my arm and putting on the theatrics, and I'm already lost. I wonder what that says about where my loyalties lie. I think it says, though I'm now a professional psychologist, not like Joan Fowler, that I'm an asshole. Is that the correct medical terminology for this? But it'll look more suspicious. An old man like me hang around with such a young girl. It's fine, I'll just say I'm your trophy wife. Oh boy. Trophy wife? Where do spirits pick up such phrases? Well, maybe not. That might be a tad much. You can just pretend I'm your daughter or something. It'll be fine. I swallow. All of a sudden my throat feels dry. It's a very kind offer, but I already have a daughter. I know you do, but it's not like you spend any time with her, is it? Well... Belle's grip around my arm tightens. Though her body is slender and willowy, she's unnaturally strong. I feel like my side is being squeezed by a vice, stopping up the blood circulation through my right arm. You can think of it as a test run for the real thing. Just imagine that I'm Melly and we're out having a gay old time. Nobody says that anymore. It has other implications. Now, let's not split hairs. Let's just go and enjoy ourselves. Can't deny that Belle's offer sounds tempting, not as a test run for spending time with my real daughter, but Belle is an amusing person and I enjoy her company. I've probably had more fun with her these last 3 days than I've had in the last 3 months combined. That's wrong though, isn't it? Belle isn't my daughter, Melly is, and I did promise. I said I'd try to spend more time with her. I wish I didn't feel so conflicted. I wish I wasn't so weak-willed. I already know that what I'm going to say before the words come out of my mouth.